it is inherently a misuse of energy to fight systems of oppression. It's much more beneficial use of that energy to design systems and make that system obsolete.
You're in Nashville. Holy cow. Can you not freaking love this city?
Right.
Like, we have a badass city.
Right.
Like, some people would say that the city is the worst city in the world.
Right.
Yeah, because their perspective is
Right.
what's going on in the news and da-da-da. Like, no. Like, and I think you could shine the light of, like, we have an amazing city.
Yeah.
Totally.
You know? And
Perspective.
yeah, totally different perspective. And, like, knowing that you guys have the freedom to say what you want to say.
Right.
Yeah.
And what you think the city needs to hear. And I think that's the level of love and hiring some levels of vibration that people can, like, oh, yeah, I'm going to listen to that because it's part of my morning coffee. It's part of what makes a good day a good day.
You want to be a part of people's day.
You want to be a part of people's day.
Yeah.
And to say anything else is just a flat out lie.
It is, and that was always the greatest compliment we could get. Was
right,
when
you
people
become
would
some
say,
part of someone's morning routine, it's a freaking honor.
It's a privilege.
It's like, yeah.
It is.
Like, not many people get invited into someone else's house while they're getting ready for the day. And that, to me, was the ultimate. When someone would say, oh, yeah, wake up with you every morning. It was like, thank you. Thank you very much.
I don't think you have to look far to find somebody that agrees that the news system is broken right now.
Yeah.
And the way we consume media passively without thinking of the energetic impact that it has on ourselves and the world around us. It's something that's very real. I've experienced it. I took my TV out of my bedroom and I feel my mental health has improved within a month. So I went to a
I
festival.
hate to see what it was, Mage.
Yeah, well.
Bro.
Yeah.
Just ignore him.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Ignore
But it
him.
was, I mean, I'm just
Bro.
saying, like, because I didn't even watch
All right, I have been very hesitant to bash my old business for a long time, but now it's time. I have not watched local news in 2 years, mostly, and I have not felt like I missed anything, and that's got to change, right?
Ditto to that.
We want to have something with purpose, Robert. Like what you're talking about. We're like, we don't want to reinvent the wheel. We want to reinvent the car that the wheel's on.
Sure.
Does that make any sense at all?
What you said about what you heard at the conference, like, really struck a chord with me.
So this festival was organized around the principles and the work of Buckminster Fuller. And one of his most famous quotes, and this is a paraphrase of it, was that it is inherently a misuse of energy to fight systems of oppression. It's much more beneficial use of that energy to design systems and make that system obsolete.
Blows your mind, right?
I love that so much.
And he said that in like the 40s or the 50s.
I love that so much.
He taught design science at Design Science and Systems Thinking at Southern Illinois University, where this conference was held. And we're catching up with time. He was a polyglot. He was speaking long form. There's thousands of hours of him just speaking about these concepts.
What's a polyglot?
Polyglot, someone that speaks many different languages.
Okay.
So
not you and I, Neil.
Yeah.
It's not someone who's married to a bunch of people, right?
So
That's a polygamist.
Okay,
Polygamist.
Sure there.
But poly,
That's episode
poly
2.
is a prefix that means many, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
polyglot.
as they say, I'm not the smartest crayon in the box.
Right,
No,
no,
no one
okay.
says that. I'm kidding.
No,
But when you're thinking about, like, the system is this train that's running down the tracks, and it's so heavy and bulky, and it's going to take a long time to stop, right?
Yeah.
And so what you guys are doing is, like, you have a different set of tracks that you get to play on.
Right.
And you can eliminate all the fear, worry, and scarcity and the mindset of being in a town that you think is violent because you're
That's all
told
you
it's
hear.
violent, right? So you walk around the corner and you walk around Nashville in fear of what could happen,
Right.
because you saw one person did something.
Right.
And to be clear, what Mage
this
said,
stuff never happens in this neighborhood. Right?
to be clear, what Mage said, he said the quote was talking about oppression. To be clear, we're not saying that we're oppressed, and we're not comparing that. But what we are saying is that there are some parallels to that, in saying that there's a certain amount of control, which I think Robert brought up, which I think really speaks to how we feel.
I mean, if you analyze it on a micro, that
was the smartest thing I've ever heard you say. Literally, I mean, wow.
You think about it though, like it's like tonight on the nightly news. Here's what you should be afraid of and why.
Yeah.
You know, it's like literally that's what I've seen my whole entire life. And at a certain level, if you think about it philosophically, that is oppression. It's basically feeding an agenda of fear and
control.
division, and it perpetuates systems that are basically preaching that.
And we're not saying that we shouldn't talk about the bad things that happen.
Definitely not.
But that's
put 'em
not
in
all there
context.
is.
Yeah.
Context, and then to use it in a constructive and educational way.
Right.
Well, look at what you could do with the right energy in the morning. I'm going to work. Maybe I don't want to go to work.
Yeah.
But what if you got them inspired to, like, you know what if you tried to enjoy the work? Is there a why behind what you're doing? I don't care if you're a janitor.
Mm-hmm.
Could you be in love with cleaning this space where people are doing important work?
Absolutely.
Could you have that energy?
Yeah.
Right.
And I think people need to be reminded of that. And if no one's saying it, no one's saying that there's a different way to go about your work day and be in joy in the work. And you're in Nashville. Holy cow. Can you not freaking love this city?
Right.
Like, we have a badass city.
Right.
Like, some people would say that the city is the worst city in the world.
Right.
Yeah, because their perspective is
Right.
what's going on in the news and da-da-da. Like, no. Like, and I think you could shine the light of, like, we have an amazing city.
Yeah.
Totally.
You know? And
Perspective.
yeah, totally different
Yeah.
perspective. And, like, knowing that you guys have the freedom to say what you want to say
Right.
Yeah.
and what you think the city needs to hear. And I think that's the level of love and hiring some levels of vibration that people can, like, oh yeah, I'm going to listen to that because it's part of my morning coffee. It's part of what makes a good day a good day.
Well,
Yeah.
And I want to add to that the information diet. You know, and Tim Ferriss talked about in the 4 Hour Work Week of the information diet. You are what you eat, and that goes for information too. So if we're a part of our breakfast is all this like fear and division, you should be afraid of your neighbors because there's murders down the street and this kind of stuff. Then you think about when you digest that and metabolize that energetically, it's like you walk away from that experience feeling, oh my goodness, cortisol. Speaking of cortisol levels, you know.
And we see similar paths with like what Outkick and Barstool have done with sports, right? We see hyper-focused content with what former news anchors are doing just to talk about politics or partisan politics. We're not going to be hyper-focused on any of those things. This is across the board, whatever floats our boat that day or whatever
But we will
feel.
bring in people that are
But we will.
hyper-focused like
Yes.
that, and we
We're
will
not the
pick their
experts.
brains about that.
We'll
Right.
find the experts.
Right. We're not the experts of much.
No.
And that's a good thing, I guess.
Or what we are experts on, you don't want to know about.
Yeah.
It's not, that will not serve you well. Right?
But it really falls in line with what you do here at the Music City Work
Yeah.
Club. Because when I first met him, he's like, I don't do coffee. Let's go walk. It was 18
love
degrees.
That. Oh my!
And
I
we
don't love
walked.
that. I would have been like, "I'll see you in June."
But by the end of the walk, I was like, what he talks about for his life and his business and what he's doing here is exactly what you and I talk about what we want a morning show to do, right? We want people to think bigger than they are. We want people to understand that, the change can come. It comes from within first before it comes outwardly. And that's why I think this is going to be so wonderful, the synergy here about...
And really, the premise of the club is understanding the history of Nashville. The history of Nashville in the 1920s, WSM was a radio tower that spread the word, the gospels, news and information, of course, music, but people had to come to Nashville to be on the radio.
Right.
So that history of the last 100 years, I mean, this tower went to Canada and all over the United States.
It's called the Clear Channel because it went overseas.
Yeah. And so when you think about the history of Nashville, like, everyone has the ability to have a stage. And now we have the ability to have a stage. Like, the fact that you guys can do a news show and you don't have to have a major network to broadcast.
Right.
Everyone has the ability to broadcast. Like,
Right.
we have, now it's to the
the gatekeepers have been removed,
Yes,
right? The
yes.
people that kept you away from this type of thing have all gone away.
Yeah.
And now we don't need an FCC
Yeah.
license. We don't need a stick.
Yeah.
We don't need a WSM tower.
Yeah.
We're doing this just direct to whoever picks it up on their computer.
But to your point, we are getting back to our roots of what it was initially intended for,
Yes, yes. And now everyone's their own station.
which is
And
wonderful.
you can strip away all the control of what is to be said. And so now, like, I think everyone should look at our city and go, Nashville is my city. I can do whatever I want in this city, and it's for good. Like, I think most people want to be good, you know? They want to elevate their lives. They want to live a happiest, joyous life where they're doing what they love to do with people they love to do it with. And that's really the genesis. What I'm trying to do in the club is bring high vibe people that want to share that same messaging, and really ask people the deeper question is really, what do you want to do in Nashville?
Yeah.
Like, if you could take away all the chains of what I have to do, or what I was taught I was supposed to do, or like how am I supposed to be when I'm going to stay in this line, and to go, you know what, have a little bit more freedom to be you, you know? And I think that's what we can do with the show is like, if you guys elevate, you guys just be authentically you without, oh, can't say that because the advertiser and then
can't upset them.
And you know, like, and then I've seen all those clips that really give me the creeps. You know, the clips where they take all the major news networks
and they all have the same script.
And they have the same script.
We had that
That
script.
is so creepy.
Yeah.
That is
That's
so
because they're all
creepy.
owned by the same group.
They're
There's
so
only,
creepy.
There's only like 4 major ownership groups,
Yeah.
and so they can send an edict out to all 120, 30, 40, 50 stations.
That
and
is
say,
when you
have
see
to
that.
say
When you
this.
see that, you're like, what else am I not even aware of that I'm just being fed?
Right.
And that's what's causing the divisiveness, certainly with
sure.
with people, because when you get real about like having people together, those things don't come up.
No.
Right.
And
Like,
we
if
also
you-
don't care. Nobody cares about. We really
Yeah,
don't. When you
no.
get down to it,
No,
nobody cares.
No,
Yeah.
Just
no.
be a good human.
It's as superficial as a sports team, and
For
it's
sure.
like you can take off a jersey and put another one.
But listen,
on.
we are not going to be
Yeah.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Have Alabama fans over here.
You're gonna be
That's
clear
cool.
about
Like,
that.
I don't know
That
anything.
was where I
so-
draw the line.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't want to
Are
alienate
you
viewers.
still doing that? You haven't gotten
The
over
real
that?
no, I will never.
Well, and I just think about intention channeled information, and I think of those words of we're basically coming to this table with an intention to provide something with authenticity. The authenticity of a lot of the news has been stripped away because the streams have been agendified and kind of weaponized too. I mean, I don't want to like call it that explicitly,
No,
but
I think that's fair.
yeah,
For
you
sure.
know.
I mean,
Well,
how many
and
times?
only in that because they're all trying to pull from the same pool of potential viewers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like they're kind of cannibalizing each other with that stuff, and what you end up with is a very homogenized product that says a lot about nothing.
Yeah.
And we want to be a very unique product. Says a lot about a lot of different things, and that's kind of the direction I feel this is going.
Community centric, it sounds.
How many
Absolutely.
times were we on the desk together? We'd be like, gosh, I wish we could do this store. Gosh, I wish we could do this. I wish we could do this
Pretty much every day.
every day.
Oh, yeah.
And you, in the very beginning, going back to what Mage said, you in the very beginning would go and bring these concerns or these requests for change or these ideas, and nothing ever happened. And then when I came along, I was like, gosh, we should do this. I'm going to bring it up. And I remember you saying, not these exact words, but it was something like, don't bother.
It literally beats you up so much that you give up.
You give up,
It's and you become part of the system that you did not want to be part of.
which is why you
originally.
left news.
Yeah, it was just 10 years late.
Yeah.
Right? It was just one of those things that, and what really happened is the best part of my day really became the 3
Seeing me.
hours that we were. I overcame that. But those 3 hours, and then we get off the air, and then you have to get right back into it, and
Yeah.
so that's what I want to do. I want the best part of the day not to be just when we're on the air, but putting the rest of this program together the rest of the day, so that every day we walk out of here and we feel like we did something good for the community,
Yeah.
and for anyone that tuned in.
And even if
So,
it's superficial and small, even if it's like we just gave you a giggle, you know?
I mean, those,
like,
those
that's
are the,
a good
those are
day.
the moments that people remembered from us.
Yes.
I mean, it's like no one ever came out to me and like, man, you guys really killed it on that shooting. No one ever said that.
Yeah.
Well,
I
first
mean,
of all,
when-
that was poorly worded all the way around.
That's what you meant.
Like,
Oh my goodness.
Like when
if
you
I
told
took a
me,
picture of you lying down in this studio
Yes.
because you're so lazy,
Oh,
people would go
okay.
crazy about that.
or when I told you that I hope that you stepped on a Lego.
Oh, that was.
I still hope
That
that.
is
What
a
was that
terrible
boulevard in
fate.
Paris? What was it? Oh yeah, it was the Champs Ulysses.
We're gonna tell those stories, too.
There was a violent crime that happened last night in
horrible.
Paris on the Champs Ulysses, and I'm looking at her like, "What the heck is the Champs Ulysses?" And I look
So
at the
bad.
script, I'm like,
No, I looked at him
Champs-Élysées?
afterwards and I said, that wasn't right, was it? And he just goes,
I couldn't hold.
wasn't even close.
Not even.
That's I cannot read names. Yeah, I totally
Oh, I
screw up.
know.
I'm
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that.
Oh, we
I get
don't. We
so
just
caught
say
up
it
in
really
my
fast.
head.
You read it real fast.
Yeah.
That was-
You read.
Yeah. And people are like, did she say that right?
There,
No,
there
she
were
didn't.
sometimes because the stories get repeated like every 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
What you do is do a different version of it every single time of the name you couldn't pronounce.
Yes.
So you knew one was close.
That's so true.
Yeah.
This is
So
behind the
I have
curtain,
I have a
folks.
deeper
Behind the
question.
curtain.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm into deep questions. Here's the deep question.
This is what you do.
And-
This is what Robert does.
I love it.
Yeah.
This is when Robert becomes Bobby.
Okay, good.
There we go.
Right.
Bobby.
Okay. 1 year from now, tell us what's happened.
On the show?
Yeah, like I want you to like take a moment, just close your eyes just for a second, and just ask.
I don't need to.
In the
I
next
think
12
about this all the time. 1 year from now, we're going to be doing live shows out here on the stage on Fridays. We're going to have an audience come in, and they're going to join us, and they're going to actually be part of the show. A year from now, we will have refined this format into something that people can't wait for the next day when we come on. A year from now, we will have taught people how to stream something from your phone to your TV so that we can be portable to your home TV or in the car. A year from now, we actually talk about expanding the show to create more opportunity to do what we're doing so well. A year from now, we're making an honest, considerable impact in the community, where we become a necessity in the morning. Well, it's what you always want as a morning person, right?
Yeah. You want to be a part of people's
You want
day.
to be a part of people's day,
Yeah.
and to say anything else is just a flat out lie.
It is,
You're-
and that was always the greatest compliment we could get. Was
Right,
when
when you
people
become
would
so
say,
part of someone's
yeah.
morning routine, it's a freaking honor.
It's a privilege.
Yeah.
It is.
Like not many people get invited into someone else's house while they're getting ready for the day, and that to me was the ultimate. When someone would say, "Oh yeah, wake up with you every morning," it was like, "Thank you, thank you very much."
I love that. Well
It
said.
wasn't comfortable when a guy would say, "Oh, my wife wakes up with you every morning."
Yeah, that's
that
weird.
created
Yeah.
some awkward moments.
Yeah. Or when I got asked for feet pics. That wasn't fun.
That wasn't fun.
No. We won't have, that will not be happening
Yeah,
a year
healthy
from now.
boundaries.
They
are really
may
important.
still
They might.
ask.
Yeah.
They may still ask.
I'm gonna
I
send
mean,
them to
What
you,
we would
Robert.
do is send them pictures of my feet
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the dirty toenails and everything like that. So that usually ended that pretty quick.
What about you, Nikki?
I concur with everything you said. I would also say, I know, write this moment down. I would also say, I liked how you talked about expanding, but I think that there are so many journalists that are also starved for this kind of opportunity that I would like to help teach other former traditional TV journalists to go and do this in their own towns, in their own cities.
Dope.
So that this can
feel
be
that.
like a movement where people have more freedom and
Yeah.
the ability to do what they're really good at and what they really enjoy.
And so, what would the viewer say?
and provide for their family.
Yeah. What would a viewer say that they got out of this after they took this news diet?
I
this
never
thing?
looked at it that way. Right? We live in such division these days where you see an article that matches what your opinion is.
Yeah.
You don't even read the article. You
Don't
read the
even read it.
headline, You post it online, and then you just either take flack from people or take acceptance from people.
Yeah.
What I want to do is instead of just grabbing this stuff and throwing it out there, I want to kind of have discussions about why this appears to be wrong or right, or I just want people I want to stop the whole throwing crap against the wall thing and get more to a where people start talking again
Yeah.
about these things, right? And I know that's kind of like a unicorn type dream, but I think it's very possible. At least we do a small part to move the needle that way.
And
I never
like,
thought of it that way.
Well, just think about like if you were listening to and committing to this diet from traditional news to this as an alternative, what happened in their life in the last year that makes them feel more alive, more embedded in the community, want to be more participatory of the city? And because there's so many things to do, and some people, like, even just ask any friend that you just kind of meet out and about and say, tell me the 2 neighbors that live close to you.
Oh, I know all my neighbors.
I do too.
I love my neighbors.
But a lot of people have
No
no
idea.
idea.
No.
And how are you going to be involved in Nashville if you just know who your neighbors are?
Right.
Yeah, and I think of the people that live in the high-rise apartments and stuff where they're literally living on top in proximity, hundreds of people in the same square mile and don't know their neighbors too. And I'm like, that's even sad. And so I want to answer too to the vision for how people receive this. I thought about this on the way to Illinois, and I was thinking about we are the inspiration that keeps this thing going. And especially in a time where everybody's relying on AI and they don't even really think about it. They don't even use it as a template to, like, just, AI, can you write this message? And they don't, and then send it. They don't even read back on it. And I'm like thinking about the fact of authentic creativity that comes from the heart. It comes from the unique expression of an individual is very important to the continuation of life to me. So I feel like being in a space where we can express authentically, connect with the community, and push that out, not only to show them, hey, this is what we're doing, but hey, you can too. You know, I want to have workshops on teaching people how to broadcast, on how to set up streams, and how to do podcasts and things. So literally being the inspiration that keeps this thing going.
Love it.
Life-affirming.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
If people miss a day of the show, which they can't because it'll be online, but if you missed a day of the show, you feel like you honestly missed something.
Yeah.
That's what after years of doing what we did, I want to do something that's meaningful in that way.
Yeah.
So.